it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. I'm here with another channeled message. This is a specific message. It might resonate with you. It might not. All right. So I'm picking up on a masculine energy from your past. I feel like this guy wants to reach out. He wants to send you a message. He wants to tell you that he's sorry, and he wants to explain himself and why he did what he did, because I feel like he broke your heart in the past, and this is something that he is well aware of. I will say, I feel like he has fantasized or thought about this for a while. He's maybe there is something kind of cyclical about this, where he'll think about sending you a message and apologizing and explaining himself, but he kind of thinks to himself, well, I'll do that when I get my feet under me, or when I'm better off, or when I have a better job. He wants to be in a certain position when he reaches out to you. So I think there is kind of maybe something cyclical here, where he'll maybe make progress and kind of think, okay, well, is now the time? And then he'll just kind of say, well, I want to have my feet under me. And then maybe because I'm getting the sense that he hasn't really reached out, but he wants to. So I feel like he broke your heart in the past. And this is essentially because he was a page. And I don't know if you realize that about him, or to what extent, because for some of you, he may have misrepresented himself to you. And it wasn't entirely disingenuous, but it still very much was, because I think he wants to explain this to you. Whenever he met you, I think his vision for himself changed. He saw a version of himself in your eyes, or a version of himself that he could be. And it seemed real. It seemed like he could be that with you, but he knew he needed to turn himself around. He knew he needed to maybe get out of a scene that he was in or something. He needed to make some changes in his life. And I think that he felt like he wanted to do that because he really liked what it was that he was kind of daydreaming about, or the future that he was kind of seeing himself in with you. So I feel like maybe he jumped in with you or was I don't know, something with you, where he was kind of building the connection, whether that was flirting with you. It looked like this was shaping up to be something, or the two of you could have been in a relationship, but essentially he was just a page, and he was really immature. And I think he was sneaking around in some way behind your back, because we have the 7 of Swords coming out here. So it's that kind of sneaky energy. For some of you, this person could have been messaging people online secretly behind your back, or a certain particular person. It's very sneaky energy. And meanwhile, you were actually building, because I'm seeing you in the 7 of Pentacles energy. You were planting seeds. You were really, focused on something. And maybe that even gave him an opportunity to play around behind your back, because you were kind of focused on the material realm in a really healthy way. You were planting your seeds for the future. And I think it's because you always knew that you wanted a relationship, a healthy, thriving relationship with the 2 of Cups. And the 2 of Cups that I'm looking at too, it is from the Lightseer's Tarot. I love this deck so much. But the image there, it's these 2 bowls with water in it, and the water that's coming out is all rainbowy. And so you wanted a real love, a healthy love, a happy love, a vibrant love, a different love, something that felt like a friendship, something that felt very easygoing and bohemian. And you were doing the work to kind of build up to that. And he saw that. And I think he felt like he could be your person, but there was some kind of sneaking around. So I want to see what this is. Oh my gosh, the 9 of Wands just came out. I feel like he's very defensive. And I got to say, there is something here about this guy, because the way he kind of pushed his energy forward, it is very Page of Cups. That's kind of his energy, where I think that he's a very nice person and a very sweet person, but it is coming across a little people pleasy. And I was kind of picking up on that, where it's I think he's good at talking, and he does want to talk. He wants to present himself in a certain way to you. He knows that he was not shit in the past for what he did to you. And he wants to kind of explain it, but he wants to keep things positive or chipper. He wants to show you that he has a good heart or something. And so he's really hesitant. He's debating, oh my gosh, the 2 of Pentacles just came out. He's debating should I or shouldn't I? He's having a lot of anxiety about opening up about what he was doing behind your back. And that's what I'm saying is, I think that you don't really trust this guy. And it's because you know that he's hiding things, and you know that he kind of he won't tell you the truth, the seedy truth. It's he makes a decision and he's well, this is just what I have to do for now. It's very self, it's very he's not considering you. He wants to be in a relationship with you. And I can see that here in the cards that I already have out. It's there's something here where I feel like you felt like you had to surrender because I think you're a lover. I just heard I'm a lover, not a fighter, but this may have actually brought out the fighter in you. But I think you felt like you had to take your hands off of this because there was a lot of love here. You're showing up as the Queen of Cups. And to be honest, like he's showing up as a page, you're showing up as the Queen of Cups, you know, so all of this is cups. There's a lot of cups here. And I feel like there's a lot of love between the two of you. I just think that you're like more mature in a love space, like in your emotions. So there's something here you were like, I got to take my hands off of this. And I do feel like there was a distance, and I feel like that wasn't without hope though, that he would reach out or he would heal the situation between the two of you, like bridge the gap. So I think you both were kind of in your own ways, like you were kind of on the page of this may come back together in the future. And so I think that you try to take your hands off of it. Meanwhile, behind the scenes here, and I want to say like behind your back, he was in this like emperor mode where he was like very strategic and, like with himself. And in a way, this was like blocked from you, or he was like strategic about keeping something here blocked from you. And that's why I think he's kind of going back and forth here. So will he be honest about like what was going on? Okay. So he just keeps saying things like, look, it makes me feel small that I was like manipulating. Okay. I am very manipulative. I'm good with my words. I'm good with like, yes, I am like all those things. Like, I'm good about like, you know, presenting myself. I was trying to leverage that. I was trying to like, you know, make that work for me while I like was going on behind your back here. So what is it? Okay. 6 of Cups. Okay. And the Lovers. So I feel like he could have went back to something from his past. It looks like a schmegel situation, like very passionate. It could have been that they like dated in the past or something. Okay. So the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles just came out. So I don't know. To me, I'm like, so are you building? They look very separate though. So are you building with someone else? And he said, no, she's married. So, okay. This is so specific. So only take what resonates here. But I think that I feel like he's okay. Like just take what resonates. That might not be for everybody, but that to me is what I'm getting from this. And he felt like he was working on his material, and she seems to have material, but he's like, they're very separate, but there's something here about like his involvement with her that I think he feels is like getting him on the material. So I don't know. I feel like there's something about this like affair space where he feels like, I don't know, he's like in a routine or, but it's like emotionally unavailable. And so he's working like in the meantime to like maybe on his career, because he's saying like the whole time he was like working on bringing something back. Okay. To you, like the Ace of Cups, and like you are the 7 of Wands. He's putting you up on a pedestal. He's saying that I just heard she's so high above me. She's so lovely. But you are like kind of in your bubble, and he does see you kind of on your path too, because in this bubble, I've never noticed this before, but it looks like a desert behind her. And the desert is where like Rahu lives. Rahu is your north node, and coming up from like a solid base, which I've already seen you have like in the cards, and you go after your north node. That's like destiny energy. And I do actually think that you're working towards that. And it feels like this feels like neither here nor there, but I feel like you're going to hit a Jupiter energy where all of a sudden something's going to shift, something's going to change. And actually like, you're going to get like something like a new job or something here that's going to make things like a lot easier. And that's, I feel like good fortune that you've kind of like been working towards. I don't know why that came up in this way. Maybe he knows that, or maybe he feels like he's your Jupiter energy, which makes sense. Jupiter is husband. So he feels like he wants to be I just heard I want to be a part of your future. I'm like literally seeing a proposal, like rings. This is maybe somebody who's like saving up to buy a ring or something. But you're not included in this is like what I'm getting. Like you guys are very kind of separate here, like because you took your hands off of it. You don't know. I don't think that he's voiced or articulated. He's thought a lot about it, about voicing and articulating, but like he wasn't honest with you. He just like left you in the dark about like, I just heard everything I do it for you. But I am a girl's girl, and I'm shifting right back to this Lover's energy because it looks like really passionate over here. So I'm not about to let that go. Plus we also have the 6 of Cups, which can sometimes be a child. So look, he was like saying like that was his material reality, but like he was always kind of thinking about you, and he was always kind of thinking about the King of Pentacles. Hold on here. Okay. So it looks to me like, I just want to know like, who is she real quick? Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. So I do think that she's married. She kind of like dotes on him or something. Okay. So I do think that there might be something here where, I don't know, like she's very encouraging of him. Like, you can do it or something like that. Yeah. Fool. Yeah. There was some type of new beginning. Yeah. Very encouraging. Okay. So with her, I'm like, why are these two in an affair? I don't really, most people that are in an affair are in some type of delusion. Obviously this man is in a delusion that he's like working towards, working towards building something with you. Meanwhile, he's like doing whatever he's doing with her behind the scenes. I just heard the grass ain't greener on the other side. It's green where you water it. And he's like watering something over here. Maybe he doesn't mean to. With her, I feel like, okay, it's kind of coming out like, I don't know if you want to know about this. I don't know why I'm like looking into this, but it just feels like, because there may have been a tower. Okay, that's why. Okay, there may have been a tower. He also may have, I don't quite understand this because he's working towards this like Pentacles energy, like being able to be the King of Pentacles. And he may have wanted to like show off to you, or something here may have happened, a tower moment. Maybe this was like divinely induced or something. I'm not sure. Where I feel like maybe you knew about this lady or something. Maybe you didn't know that this was an affair or something, but I'm hearing like hot water. Like he was trying to get your attention maybe. And it could have been like, look how I've changed. Like, look, I'm responsible. I don't know. Like maybe paraded this around as though it was a relationship or something. I'm not sure, but something to do with like hot water, like getting into hot water came out. And so maybe you're wondering about this, and this maybe is to do with tarot. Maybe this came out in the tarot. So you're wondering like what's going on over here. With her, I feel like she wants her husband's attention. So it looks like her and her husband like kind of got together. It looks like her husband started like gaining in his career and like started getting like some kind of attention or some type of like notoriety in his career. She felt ignored. So, and I do feel this is kind of a sob story. So I am hearing that she likes the attention of this guy because she tells him like a sob story about like how ignored she is. Meanwhile, her husband, you know what's crazy? So this guy is saying, yeah, I'm doing everything like to get back to my lady over here. And she is like, my husband just like ignores me. The only person who is actually on point is like this guy that she's cheating on. Everything he does is genuinely for her. And he is genuinely pouring it into her. And yeah, maybe he's not around her at the time, but she is fed, she is clothed, and he's making sure of it. So that's not the same for like this guy with you. And he's like cheating with this lady. Like, no. And so I can tell it's like something to do with attention. This is so sad because I actually feel like they're soulmates and like they're supposed to be together. She knows that. She wants to be like with her husband. She does. But this is like her little way of checking out where I feel like there is like a fantasy and a romance. I actually think she may know about you because he may have actually like said something, been honest with her, not honest with you, been open with her, not open with you. The grass ain't greener on the other side, is green where you water it. Sir, you're watering shit. So there's not a lot of awareness that's like going on here. He's investing in her. He's opening up with her. So it is forging a bond straight from hell between the two of them where it feels kind of intimate, but it's really low down, and it's they're both ruining each other's lives, and they're doing that by ruining each other's brains because this is kind of hangman, like stagnant energy between the two of them. And this may also be why spirit is coming. I feel Spirit is giving us this information for a reason. So Spirit could have kept you apart because there's a reality here that is just not being dealt with. And usually that's the case with people who are having affairs. I've been doing this for a while now, and I pick up on a lot of third-party energy. And what I have learned is that there's a shit ton of delusion that goes on with people who are like having affairs. And this is what's going on. He is deluding himself into thinking that he's the King of Pentacles and everything he does is for you. Meanwhile, you're nowhere to be found in an earthy realm. He's like, I'm building my earthy realm. Where are you on this earthy realm? There is a man here taking care of a woman in that way, and he's not being appreciated for it. So it's changing his mind, like in a certain way about maybe doing things the right way, because he's like, well, I'm with somebody that's cheating on her husband and he's doing things the right way. So he might be even scared to like do things the right way over here. With her, there's like a fantasy thing, but she's also scared to be poor because I'm like, well, why doesn't she just leave? She knows that she's got like a decision maybe, like if she really actually does feel ignored. And I think with her, she knows that she's in the wrong. Like that, I think to be honest, I think like a little bit of therapy would actually like solve this. Like she needs to update her worldview. She's looking at him wrong. like her husband. And it almost feels like intentional. Yeah. And she's showing me defensiveness. So both of these people are showing me defensiveness and like them not wanting to be judged. But this is kind of at the crux of why you and him are separate, and why Spirit, I feel like, is not bringing this together. But he's wanting to, I don't know, spin a different yarn for you. He's wanting to say that he was like working towards you. And I think in his mind, he thought that that's what he was doing. Or maybe that's what he is doing. I feel like he's kind of kept an eye on you the entire time. He's watched you build. So these two in the sack, sitting back, watching their soulmates do all the hard work, struggle, it's gross. It's gross. Like, I can see that he's like, maybe not like just an asshole. I can see that it comes from immaturity. I can see that he's like weak and small, and he wants to be the King of Cups so bad. He feels so much love for you, but there's just so much delusion to kind of cut through here. Yeah. So Judgment, yeah, Three of Swords, Secret, like Four of Cups. Yeah. I mean, and there may have even been others here. So he's still hiding things. He's still kind of keeping this a secret. I feel like this is some type of cope here. Yeah, this is a secret. But he feels like he's your soulmate. He feels like he's actually your higher cup. And maybe he is like in his like mature version of himself, but this ain't it. This ain't it. Yeah, Judgment and the Three of Swords. He knows he broke your heart here. He wants to clear the air. He wants to have like victory and success. I think that he's seeing you achieve victory and success and like building. And actually, maybe it's a tower moment because you might meet somebody else. Like to build with. Because this is a functioning dysfunction, and you're sad. Like, there's no emotional investment here. Like, I don't really even think he's got it in his mind that he's got to be like the King of Pentacles or that he's got to have a better job or something. I don't really think this comes from you. Maybe he did need a better job. I'm not sure. But he's not investing in you emotionally, like in any other way. It's like he's holding himself back from doing that until he has like something here. Okay. So now he's saying he feels like stuck in a fantasy about you as a wish fulfillment. So that's what this is about. He's coming through and he's like, I can't get you out of my head. Like, I just kind of keep thinking about you. Like, you're all I think about. Like, you are a wish fulfillment. Yeah, he's really, really up in his head about a 10 of Pentacles. He's seeing things differently about the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, and about the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, he's really confused and he's very jumbled, and he was trying to get your attention, but in a very roundabout, passive kind of way. So this is a guy that's like, I did the most, and you're like, from where I'm sitting, you did the least. And also one thing we both agree on is that you're a liar. Like, you lied to me before. You are saying like you're slick with your words and stuff. So now we're in a situation where you're saying I did the most and I didn't see it. So now I got to believe you, and you've already proven yourself a liar. I don't actually believe it. Then it come to find out you're having an affair with somebody. So you don't respect marriage. You don't, like, you are just, what are you doing? Like, it's just like, what is this? None of this is thought out. None of this makes any sense. And on top of all of it, I'm just supposed to believe that I was always your hope, or I was always your wish, and that you were always working towards me, when I don't think anything here was like really concrete. He's like, there was a plan. There was a plan. But also, that plan, I think he is acknowledging here, the plan was in his head, and that the plan made him like cold and distant from you. And that was part of his strategy because he felt like he wasn't enough. And maybe that's what he wants you to know. And, yeah, that kind of does all check out here, because this looks a bit like Peter Pan syndrome. He's saying what is that? He's spent some time alone. And by the way, I wonder how long this is just me being a salty bitch. Okay. So like, I just wonder how long it took for him to like actually get alone, like actually spend some time alone, to reflect on things. Cause, it looks like he was just dicking off. I don't know. I understand that people have needs and stuff, but like, you should leave married people alone. Like, firmly, you should leave married people alone. But anyways, so we got the Hermit and the Moon. So like, I feel like this person was thinking about like you, and maybe an argument. I feel like this person feels like they kept you in the dark, and they wanted, I don't know. I'm kind of picking up like they wanted you drowning in your emotions about them. That made them feel like they had more time. That made them feel like the cycle could kind of like go around and around before they kind of had to act, because what is that? I mean, maybe for some of you, this person thinks you're with someone else. And so something here like backfired on them. And whoever you're with, like, it really seems like it could go the distance. Like, this is a person who's showing up for you. And I'm hearing myself in a previous reading say, like, I could tell that there was a strategy. And I said something like, you thought that this was like all strategic, but congratulations, all you did was like leave an exceptionally low bar for the next person. And I feel like maybe that's what played out here. Like, because this person's showing up for you. And if they're not in your life, I feel like they're coming in. That's part of your karmic justice here, is like some type of happy new beginning. And like, finally, I feel like, yeah, this had you up in your head. And I feel like the way things ended maybe had you up in your head. There was some type of like betrayal here. And it was like this two-facedness where you would get one impression from this guy, but then you obviously knew that there was like more to the story. I'm hearing from Aladdin, when Aladdin and Jasmine, they took their magic carpet ride. They're sitting on the roof, and she kind of calls him out about Abu, and that he's the boy from the market. And she's like, did you think I was stupid, that I wouldn't figure it out? And he's like, no, I hoped you wouldn't. And I feel like you feel treated like you are stupid, and that you couldn't see that obviously you're missing a lot of information. Obviously, like, he's in and out, or he's not what he says he is. You know, like, I don't know. So I think you felt like you had to make like a heartbreaking choice here to like move away and to be cold. I don't think it's in your nature to be cold to this guy. I think that there's naturally a lot of love here. I think the way he was behaving, and for a long period of time, and possibly this went around for like multiple cycles, like at least 2, where he was like thinking, okay, I'm going to reach out and make this better. And it could have been like right immediately. I'm hearing aftermath, like right in the immediate aftermath. But that math part of that is sticking out. Like, well, I did the math. I did the calculations, you know, and I was like, whatever, I'm going to sneak around, and I'm going to hide myself, and I'm going to be logical, and I'm going to put in some routine while I watch her the whole time from the shadows, and just keep screening for if she's happy, or if she's seeing somebody, if she has a new beginning with somebody. I'm just going to screen for that. But I feel like he's also getting karma for having a new beginning. And it is something to do with a message maybe sent in secret online, possibly to this person that he's having an affair with. I'm telling you, there's direct karma here for that specifically. I'm not sure why they're bringing that in, because somehow that's related to his karma and the way that things worked out here. And I think it might be because that was a divine couple, and they're going through their problems. And it sounds to me like she was up in her head, but she needs to not be sleeping with someone behind her husband's back. She needs to be in therapy, and like having somebody support her. This is not support. You know what's really gross? Like sometimes like with affair people, they're like, I just needed support. And it's like, I understand this is like a cry for help. I do. I get that like people do this like for that reason. You know, there's a lot of reasons that people state for this kind of stuff. It doesn't change the fact that it's the incorrect path every single time. And if you are an adult with a fully formed brain and emotions and empathy at all, and you know that you don't want, like, I feel like for her, it was like she was trying to get her husband's attention, or like, you know, cry for help. I also think that she likes attention, and she likes to be the top of the pops, and she likes being with a successful guy. And that's kind of a part of it too. Cause she also may have like this, there may have been some type of like moment where like you saw the two of them together, and she was actually trying to get your attention too. She wanted you to know that they were like sleeping together. That's like another thing. So I'm not, and I feel like there's some type of direct karma for her specifically. He's involved with her specifically, and that's a karmic choice. I just heard that is a karmic, but it also feels like a karmic choice, and it feels like he sealed his fate, like the moment that he went back. Because it also feels like maybe he called it off with her, like they had ended things, and then he met you, and he was supposed to kind of turn something around, dust himself off. He's a dusty, crusty, and he was supposed to not be. He was supposed to dust himself off and start making amends for something. And by making amends, I mean like learning a better way to be. Take responsibility. Yeah. Turn something around. And I think you did kind of inspire him to do that, like your energy, just who you are as a person. But there's like a direct karmic retribution for having involved with her specifically. There's something about it. And it changed his fortune, actually, in more ways than one and in more ways than he realizes. Yeah, the truth about a betrayal. Some kind of, it also could have been like, that could have involved a friend group or something. Like he was supposed to be a friend to her, but like he shouldn't be sleeping with her. You don't sleep with your friends. And it seems like she's married here as well. This is rotten. Yeah, I just heard that Charlie XCX song. It's like, I think the apple's rotten right to the core. Things passed down from apples that were forming before, something like that. Yeah. They're keeping each other in a stagnant situation, and it's preventing true hangman energy from coming in, which I think there's some kind of karma. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. If it wants to come out in another reading, it can, but because I can feel spirit like really wanting to illuminate that. But he feels like you're his soulmate, and he feels like now you're the Queen of Swords towards him. You've got your heart like super locked up, and he doesn't know how to like have a new beginning here, because he feels like he's still got a lot of love for you, but you walked away to like find your healing and to find your justice and like your true match, somebody that can actually like show up for you and is like your divine counterpart, because now the Lovers is coming out on your side. And I think that's actually true. And I don't think it needed to be that way. I think that this man could have removed his head from his sphincter at any moment in time, and he chose not to. And I think that he needs to see that he chose not to. This is not the actions of someone who is dead ass serious about coming back into your life. He tells himself that it is, but it's not. He's got a long way to go. If this is like his version of like hard work or like I'm trying to build myself, it's sorely lacking. And I think that's just the truth of it. And I don't think that he means to be that way. And I think this guy's probably, other than, having affairs with people and ruining their relationships and eroding the trust of our communities and culture and families, I think he's probably a nice person, like pleasant to speak to. He just keeps saying that he got his karma when you like left. He feels like you left the building. He feels like you left the situation. Like, I feel like your heart like left on red is what I'm hearing. Some of you left this person on red, or they're thinking that they had a chance to reach out to you. I think twice in the past, they had a chance to reach out to you, to actually send this message, to tell you that they're sorry, to actually come forward with the truth. And now it's like either you left this person on red, or they're thinking like you're done. Emotionally, you're checked out, and that you left them on red, or you would leave them on red. And I don't think that they're wrong about that. Yeah, so they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm all tangled up in my head. I want a new beginning. This person's like kind of persistent. I just think about it all the time. This person's like, I just think about it all the time. I mean, what do they want you to do? 10 of Cups. They want to be their 10 of Cups. They want to get your attention. For some of you, this is somebody that's like really trying to reach out to you psychically. They're trying to get your attention. Maybe that's it. Maybe they can tell that your energy has changed, like psychically or something. They want to show you like their vision and stuff. But I just feel like that's not the issue. The issue is the concrete thing. This person is kind of flighty, where not only do they struggle to build that themselves, but where they've found it in the world, instead of learning. I think maybe that couple, like it sounds like that guy knows what he's doing. Like her husband, it sounds like he knows what he's doing in the realm of Pentacles. And I'm hearing myself in another reading say that was like maybe a good friend or something. I don't know. It seemed like I'm hearing myself say that was supposed to be the long-term relationship, him and like that guy, but instead he was having an affair with his wife. So it was like, I think that was the fast track actually. Boom. That's the tower moment. That's a tower moment here. That needs to get through his thick skull is what Spirit just said. Spirit has been trying to get that through his thick skull. That was his fast track. That guy, the husband that he was like screwing around on, that husband could have helped him on a soul level get himself turned around and get on the fast track. But he needed to respect this concrete, solid energy that was being built up when he saw it, and not tear it down. I feel like that was a test. That was a karmic test. And Spirit was like, and then we'll get you on the wings of angels, and we will speed you up, and we will catch you up with this person, and you will be, and your little fantasy here can come true, where you have a good job and you're on your feet and you are the King of Pentacles or the King of Cups and you're stable, and then you can send that message out. But what was he doing? He was sleeping with this man's wife. That what a clown. So yeah, that's what was more important to him. That's what was more important to him. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to like kind of get myself together. But he doesn't know anything about like the Pentacles. And I feel like it's this like two-faced nature. Yeah, and it feels like it played out over there. That might be karmic, because I feel like you got away and like you're excused from this, like this little side quest that I feel like he was on. And he fumbled that. That's why that kind of kept coming through. There is specific karma for having involved with her in particular, because Jupiter is also teacher. Her husband was his teacher, was literally a divine like angel being sent from God, was an answer to his prayer. That's what I'm getting. This husband was an answer to this guy's prayer. I can help you. I know what I'm doing. Because he did. That wasn't the problem in their relationship. The problem was in her head. She was like afraid, or she needs like attention. She needed, I don't know, a little therapy and a hobby, not an affair with this guy. Maybe their marriage imploded too. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's why that happened. So yeah, he's still being like really persistent here. Anyways, I think that's what I have for you with this one. If that resonates, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.